Okay, it's straight up 12 o'clock, June 5, 2026. You're calling the meeting of the County Community Corrections Advisory Board. The agenda forwarded to all of you about a week ago, on this thing out there. First item on the agenda, routine matters. And then there's approval of the minutes of the meeting that was held March 6th, 2026. Those minutes were also emailed to everyone. They're also tabled there. I would entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Mike.
Second.
Is there a second? A second by Tony. Any questions or discussions about those minutes? Being none, I'll continue to say those in favor of approval, say aye.
Aye.
All in favor, nay. The ayes have it, and the minutes are approved. Having is going to be giving all reports today, right? So, director's report.
So for project income, our balance as of the end of May was $163,712.15. And then for CTP, which is the Community Transition Program for DOC, it was $35,350. And then some numbers that we've been asked to present. So pretrial assessments that solely community corrections has done this year. The majority of them being our two case managers, and I've done some, is 127 assessments. We've gone to the jail to do. So we do those on any new arrest, new charges. And then submit them for the judges to review for bond as well as the prosecutors. So far on drug screens this year, we've done 1,336 drug screens on clients. Out of that, only 172 have been positive. So that's really good. Yeah, that's really good. Let's see. For home detention, we currently have, as of the end of May, we have 22 people on actual home detention. We have 10 wellness support participants. We have 1 on work release. We have 2 people on CTP, and we have 5 on pretrial home detention. And then for several years now, I've been tracking how much money we saved the county as far as like if people were in jail, how much they saved the county for being on our program. So far this year, we've saved the county $162,960 by having them on the ankle monitor instead of in jail. In 2025, we saved the county $409,605 is what we saved in 2025. Just by having on the ankle monitor. So it does, when you look at it like that, it's a lot of money.
Have you ever described the new ankle monitors we use?
I believe so.
Okay.
Back when we first started, we did, but they work really, really well, very accurate. I guess the most recent story we have is when we had somebody out on furlough for a funeral, and we were actually able to track the sheriff and the chief deputy were actually able to track them down to the woods to the tent that he had gone to instead of, coming back to the jail like he was supposed to. So that worked out really well. Not able to remove it, we haven't had any issues, anything like that. No GPS shutdowns, we haven't had any tampers. It's really been a game changer as far as our electronic monitoring goes and community safety, things like that.
Also, any questions or discussion about these reports? So the next item would be old business, and there is none. The new business, Abby's going to report what she's learned about the Department of Corrections grant for the public's benefit. The majority of our funding for community corrections comes through a grant that is administered by the Department of Corrections. We have to submit our application, the board approves it, commissioners approve it. Then ultimately, we can learn how much we are going to receive, which determines how much we request for our budgets from accounting.
So the DOC grant covers my salary, Justin Barkdahl's, Mike Woodhall's, and our field officer's salary, DOC Community Corrections grant. And then we have the DOC probation officer grant, which covers Eric Atkins' salary, as he's a moderate and high specialized, if you will, adult probation officer. We are expecting cuts in those. We don't know what they are, but we are expecting significant cuts across the state. So it's not just going to be us. We were told on Tuesday that they have determined the amount that we are getting, but they are in higher up further reviews now for the state JRAC to approve it. It's waiting for their meeting basically, which is the last Friday in June is their meeting. So we should know. They said they'll send it out to us Monday morning, but they like to send it out, like 4:05 on a Friday when no one can call and complain. So, we expect we'll have those in June or at the beginning of July of what we're gonna do and then go from there.
As far as project income, what limitations, what things can that be used for and not be used?
As far as project income goes, they do not, I'm not sure it's like it's used somewhat for salaries, operating expenses, things like that. We do not take any operating expenses or salary expenses from the county. Community Corrections doesn't, or Eric's position does not. They solely just cover insurance, FICA. So PI covers all of our operating costs. We got the amount of grants that we get from DOC does not cover the salary that we need, so PI makes up for that deficit. It does not have the same restrictions as
Us is the fees that they collect probation. Also part of the home detention fees, or is that
no, that's strictly probation.
any probation? There are big limitations on what you can do with that money. Primarily, it is to pay your salary increases, so collect the money from probationers to trace some of those costs. The CTPs are other limitations there.
They're not. We kind of keep it like the range of fund, so it makes up for things. I know it helped borrow our vehicle, things like that. It was drained down to zero when we had to pay for our insurance, like at first, but we've slowly been able to build that up over the last year and a half. So thank you, county council, for covering that, for letting us be able to build that back up.
The CTP basically that our Department of Corrections that they allow a few months early to transact in the program. They are on home detention. The state pays a great portion of the home detention fees. Just to give them that few months transition. A lot of people don't qualify. A lot of people coming out of prison don't move, they come back to our county where they can be monitored. So we have to reject those and go somewhere else within the Gator County. Some have gotten in a lot of trouble while they've been incarcerated and turn out just not be good candidates for CTP. So not everyone. Actually, there's probably less than half of the people that present to us that are eligible that actually get approved and are eligible to be. And I think it's still a good source of income for community practices. Anything else? I have any questions? So this is we're all on pins and needles this time of year because we have, I think this year they gave us until July 2nd to submit our budgets. You have to plug in this project income, CTP money, and the grant that we haven't even found out what we're getting to determine what to ask for. So it's all crunch time for us. But it can be pretty stressful because we have to have this money to keep everything going, and it's just a matter of who we ask for it. We have to wait until we know who we're going to get money from before we go and ask hopefully the county. But It is amazing how much money that we're able to save the county. Not only in what Abby brought up, the people that aren't incarcerated because they're allowed to be supervised by community corrections, but just the grants we receive, the funds that they collect. So it's a win-win for everyone. Yet we still struggle to get over the finish line every budget year to make sure that we're fully funded. It's a process. And so we'll be able to report in our September meeting, how all that went. So, the next item on the new business agenda would be our meetings, our 2026 meetings. This is the June 3rd, obvious one. September 11th, noon will be our next meeting. Last meeting of the year is December 4th. Anyone have anything they'd like to bring up before we move to adjourn? Take a motion to adjourn our meeting. So, my Tony's are set.
You're all set.
Second from Mr. Carter. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Carries, and we are adjourned.
Well done, Mary.